What if you could make money from the stock market without ever buying a single share? It sounds wild, but it's real. Before we dive in, here's something most beginners don't realize. Options are a type of derivative. That means their value is derived from something else, usually a stock. You're not buying the stock itself, you're buying a contract based on the stock's price. In this video, I'll break down exactly what options are, how they work, and why traders use them. Plus, the biggest myth that beginners need to avoid. We'll also cover a real trade I took so you can see how this works in practice, not just theory. And this is just the beginning. This is the first video in what will be the most comprehensive options trading series on YouTube. But in the future videos, we'll break down how to actually trade calls and puts, how to hedge your positions, how to build income generating strategies like spreads and covered calls, and even how market makers use gamma exposure to influence market price movements. If you follow along through the series, you won't just learn how options work, you'll understand how they drive the market itself. So if you're just getting started, you're in the right place. Let's start with the why. Why do so many traders use options instead of just buying shares? Number one, we have leverage. With options, you can control 100 shares of stock for just a few $100s instead of spending thousands. Number two is profit in any market. With stocks, you only make money if the price goes up. Options let you profit when stocks go up, down, or even sideways depending on the strategy. Number three, hedging and risk management. Options can protect your portfolio from losses. Think of them as insurance for your trades. Number four, we have income generation. You can sell options to generate regular income, especially using strategies like covered calls. And finally, number five, you have lower capital requirement. You can start trading options with just a few $100s. You don't need a large account to get started. So what is an option? Let's break it down. An option is a contract. It gives the buyer the right, but not the obligation to buy or sell a stock at a specific price by a specific date. That part is the key. If you buy an option, you're not required to use it. You can exercise it or you can sell the contract to someone else for profit. The buyer is in control. There are two types of options, call options and put options. Call options give you the right to buy a stock at a set price. You use it when you think the stock will go up. Put option gives you the right to sell a stock at a set price. You use it when you think the stock will go down. Each option contract includes three important components: strike price, the price at which you can buy or sell the stock; expiration date, the deadline to use or sell the option. After this, the contract expires. And finally, premium, the price you pay to purchase the option. Think of this as your ticket price. Each option contract typically controls 100 shares of the stock. So if an options premium is $2, the cost is actually $200. Now, for every option buyer, there is a seller, also known as the option writer. Unlike buyers, sellers have an obligation. If the buyer chooses to exercise the option, the call seller must sell the shares at the strike price. The put seller must buy the shares at the strike price. So, buyers have the right to choose, but the sellers have the obligation to follow through. Sellers collect the premium upfront, but take on more risk depending on the market moves. There are also two styles of options: American style options, which can be exercised at any time before expiration, and European style options, which can only be exercised at the expiration date. Most US stock options are American style, giving you more flexibility. Let's go through a real world example using call option. Suppose Tesla stock is trading at $200. You believe it's going to rise, so you buy a call option with a strike price of $210 with 30-day expiration and a premium of $3 or $300 total for the contract. Let's go through three scenarios and see what happens to the call option. In scenario one, let's assume that Tesla's price goes to $230. Your call option is now in the money. That means it has value. You have the right to buy Tesla at $210 while the current price is sitting at $230. That's a $20 gain per share or $2,000 in total. You can A, exercise the option and buy the stock at $210, or B, what most traders do, sell the contract and lock in the profits. In scenario 2, let's assume Tesla stays below 210. In this case, let's assume it's at 190. Your option is now out of money. It's not profitable to exercise. In this case, the contract expires worthless and you lose the $300 that you paid. That's your maximum loss, and you knew that from the beginning. That is why options are considered risk defined. Finally, we have scenario 3. Assume Tesla closes exactly at 210. This is what what we call at the money. Even though the stock closed at your strike price, the option has no real value. It's not worth exercising and no one will pay you more for it. So again, it expires worthless. But your risk was still known and limited to just the $300 premium. Here is a quick visual to help you understand when an option is considered in the money, at the money, or out of the money. For calls, strike prices below the current stock price are in the money. Strike prices above are out of the money. For puts, strike prices above the current stock price are in the money. Strike prices below are out of the money. The strike price that's the closest to the current stock price is considered at the money for both. We'll talk more about how this affects pricing and strategy in the next video. But for now, just use this slide to visualize how calls and puts behave depending on where the stock is trading. Now let's go over a real trade I took and break down the logic behind it so you can see how these principles work in real market setting. This was a 0DT SPY put trade. That means 0 days to expiration. The option was going to expire that same day. These are some of the riskiest contracts that you can trade because they lose value quickly and leave no room for error. But if you understand price action and manage risk, they can be very powerful tools. Here's what happened. SPY was trading at 528 and 40 cents. I bought 50 contracts of the 525 puts at 20 cents per contract. That's $1,000 total risk. A few minutes later, SPY dropped to around 527 and 20 cents. Those same contracts jumped to 38 cents. I sold them for $38 per contract, netting me a profit of $900 in total. So why did I take this trade? Let's start with the bigger picture. On the 5-minute chart, SPY was approaching VWAP, the volume weighted average price. VWAP often acts like a dynamic support or resistance level. On this day, price has tested this level several times already, but this time it didn't bounce. It started to stall and consolidate. That was a red flag. Throughout the day, price had been bouncing cleanly off VWAP on the 5-minute chart. Then I switched to the 1-minute chart and saw a clean bear flag pattern forming. This pattern often signals a continuation move to the downside. If you're not familiar with a pattern like this, I've put together a free candlestick cheat sheet that includes setups like the bear flag pattern and much more. You can download it using the link in the description. And if you want to go deeper, I also have a full video on chart patterns that covers this and many others in more detail. That pattern gave me my confirmation. I entered the 525 puts with a target just above the 526 and 50 support zone. Now you might ask, why did I choose the 525 strike and not the 526 or 527? Simple. Those were more expensive and the 525 contracts gave me more leverage for the risk I wanted to take. Shortly after I entered the position, SPY broke VWAP and flashed lower. As we approached the support zone, I exited the trade and locked in the $900 profit. The contract actually went up to about 50 cents, meaning I could have made an additional $600 if I timed it perfectly. But given the nature of 0DT options, I was happy taking my profits with discipline. And here's the key lesson. I had a plan, I read the chart, I defined my risk up front. That's the real power of the options trading. In later videos, we'll go deeper into how to manage trades like this, including how to scale out of position, set alerts, and use Greeks to fine-tune your timing. We'll talk about how time decay, theta, and price sensitivity, delta, affects trades like this in the upcoming videos. But for now, this was a clean example of how I use options to capitalize on price setups with limited risk and defined strategy. Let's wrap up with a few common myths that stop people from learning options trading the right way. Myth number 1. Options are gambling. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. Options are used by professionals every day to hedge portfolios, manage risk, and generate income. When you understand how they work, options give you more control, not less. They're only gambling when you trade them without a plan. Myth number 2. You need a lot of money. This is also not true. Many option contracts cost between $50 and $200. You don't need a $25,000 account to get started. Compared to buying shares outright, options are far more accessible for most traders. Myth number 3. Options always expire worthless. This one scares a lot of beginners, but it's not how it works. Options only expire worthless if the stock doesn't move in your favor by expiration. But most traders don't wait until the final day. If the trade goes your way, you can sell early and lock in profits. And if the trade doesn't work out, your loss is limited to the premium you paid. No margin calls, no surprises. That's what makes options such a powerful and risk-defined tool when used correctly. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any questions or want to see more trade breakdowns like the SPY example. And don't forget to download the free candlestick and chart pattern cheat sheets in in the description. They're easy to follow and include patterns like the bear flag from earlier. And be sure to subscribe to my free newsletter. I break down the markets each week with the exact setups, levels, and catalysts I'm watching, so you're always prepared. It goes hand in hand with the weekly recap videos I post here on the channel. The next video in this series will cover calls and puts in more detail, how they work, when to use them, and how they behave under different conditions. It should be out shortly after this one goes live, so check my channel if it's already uploaded. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.